Yo, 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 what up, party people? It's your boy Rodney Perry, and you're tuned into the show known as The Box Seats. It is going down today in a special way. First of all, my colleagues are out and about doing amazing things. My man Frank Holder is covering actually my movie. He's covering Coming to America 2. He's out there handling that business. My man Talent is traveling around the country, and Fig is taking care of business as usual. So I reached out to some more of my talented friends, and I'm going to bring them on one at a time. Up first will be joining me today to talk some sports. Talented sports personality, a great actress. We've had the opportunity to work together. Tell me, Nikki Lachey, about your sports prowess. I don't think people know.
Yeah, so in my other life, I was about to be an Olympian. So former decathlete, college, high school, ran track since age 9. I had my own personal training company, used to train professional football players and basketball players. So I was out there getting it. My previous company was also the official conditioning company for a pre-professional football team. I am an equestrian. I do archery. I have an MMA kickboxing certification, and I was trained by a couple of amazing boxing coaches who train professional boxers. So,
So if somebody step out of line, you can handle business.
I got your back. I got your back.
I love it. Okay, stay right there, Nick. I'm gonna bring you right back. All right, my next guest today, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of my friends. We go way back. She's not only an athlete, but she's probably one of the top trainers in Atlanta right now. She goes by the name of Sweetness Jones. What's up, Sweetness?
Hey y'all, how are you?
Now, where did the name Sweetness come from?
My track coach in middle school told me that I was sweet in every sport until I started, playing football. And then I realized who Walter Payton was, and I was like, oh, wow. And then the Jones came from my mom's last name, so I was sweet in every sport from track, gymnastics, football, jump roping. I mean, pretty much everything.
Now, you were definitely a track star. You were a sprinter, am I right?
I was a hurdler and a pole vaulter and a long jumper.
Get out of here. Now, how tall are you?
5'1.5".
5'1.5", and you pole vaulted and you hurdled.
Yeah, I was actually one of the first Black women to do pole vaulting and go to the Junior Olympics with that.
Get out of here. Okay. And you played professional football.
Yes.
Is that lingerie football? What is that?
I started in Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, playing just full contact football. And then I ended up playing in the LFL.
Wow. Yo, I can't thank you enough for coming on. Stay right there. I got to get my next two guests on here. Ladies and gentlemen, world-renowned basketball player, stand-up comedian, writer, producer, director, Mr. Lamont Farrell. What's up, Lamont?
RP, what's up, Rodney? How you doing, brother? Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
You need to back up, man. You too tall for that camera. There you go, right there. So wait, Lamont, you hoop, man. You a real deal hooper, man. You ball for many years. Philadelphia is known for their hoopers, the hooping prowess. So give me your pedigree, man. Your athletic pedigree.
Wow, man. I've been playing ball like my whole life. A lot of people don't know that, but I'm from Philly, as you said. Played high school ball, was an honorable mention All-American in high school, scored over 2,000 points, over 1,000 rebounds at my school. And at one time, it's a little known fact, but at one time in Philly, I was the second leading scorer in the history of Philadelphia high school basketball behind Wilt Chamberlain.
Get out of here.
But then a couple guys.
Is that basketball or girls?
What'd you say?
Is that basketball or girls? Wilt Chamberlain was known for.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. No, that's definitely basketball. But then a guy named Kobe Bryant came along, and a whole bunch of others and surpassed me. But then I went on to play college basketball at Temple University for Hall of Fame coach John Chaney, who unfortunately just passed away last week. And I was in rookie camp with the 76ers in the NBA. I got a tryout with the Sixers and the free agent in the rookie camp, and and that was kind of extent of my basketball career.
Man, hey, thank you for coming on today, Lamont. I'm coming back to all y'all in a second once we get the show going, but I want to make sure I give my guests their shine. Coming in next, yo, Mr. Scooter Wilkerson, another Philly native.
What up?
One of them dudes.
What up?
Dude,
Here.
Scooter, you a real deal hoop enthusiast. You a baller, but you a sports guy, man. And me and you talk sports all the time. So I couldn't do this show without bringing you on today. The name of the show is The Box Seats. Scooter, give me your hoop pedigree, cause you got like you educated me on Philly basketball.
Middle school legend. I was a middle school. I was the best 12-year-old. I don't care what nobody say. I was the best 12-year-old to lace up the sneaks, baby. But I played high school. I played for Lincoln High School. I varsity for 3 different high schools: Philadelphia Mennonite High School, CL Charter High School, and Abraham Lincoln, Philadelphia. And I also played AAU. I played all over the country. Basketball allowed me to go see everything. Outside of comedy, basketball allowed me to see Canada first. I seen everything first with basketball, then going to go see it with comedy.
Wow. Hey, man, well, let's get this show underway. I got my guests in the building, Nikki Lachey, Sweetness Jones, and my man Lamont Farrell. We're all in the building. My name is Rodney Perry. My brother's Frank Holder from the Humor Mill. You'll be able to check the show out a little later as it will rebroadcast on the Humor Mill. Big ups to Frank Holder. He's out and about right now covering Coming to America 2. Big ups to Frank Holder. Big ups to Talent, the most fabulous comic in the world. And he's out there getting it right now, risking life and limb to tell these jokes. And my man Fig, who's doing the same thing. Mad love, mad respect to my guest host, my host, and to all my guest hosts today on behalf of my boys, man. Thank y'all for coming in. And if you guys are already a hit, the people are talking. They said, hey, and he's a great screenwriting teacher. I'm sure that's for Lamont Farrell.
That's what's up.
Big ups. What's good, homie? Salute, Lamont. Shouts out to the big brother, David Ford. David Ford, sunglasses. That's my guy. Brandon in the building. What's up, Lamont? Do y'all not see these lovely ladies we got on the camera? Everybody talking to Lamont.
Hey, don't hate.
Tony still right at Desmond who says Sweetness like Walter Payton. Okay.
Yes, definitely.
Tammy Butler says, happy Wednesday, Rodney from Detroit. I'm coming to Detroit next weekend, Tammy. Next weekend, I'll be at Burt's and hi, Rodney from Mississippi. Hey, thanks for coming in, Miss Hatton.
Stand up, Jackson, right here.
What you know about Mississippi?
Born
I
there.
did not know that. You know, I was just in Jackson, Mississippi.
Okay.
Like 2 weeks ago. Had a great time. And how about this, Nikki? Your teeth are amazing. Let's just cover that.
Too much to flip up on those. So.
Got them pearly white.
Yeah, she got the real deal joint. All right. I don't know if y'all tripped off of this, but the young man that runs the Dallas Mavericks, Mark Cuban, has not been playing the national anthem. And get this, nobody even tripped off of it for like 10 games. Does anybody know about this story?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about it.
Hey, Fitz, what's your thoughts on that, Scooter, when you hear that?
National anthem not needed for sports. It's not needed. We don't need political statements in sports. Like, let sports be pure. Let it be pure. Let it be sport.
I mean, that's a great question. Nikki Lachey, should we even be playing the national anthem during a sports game?
I honestly think that the country has, evolved in so many different ways, and to really like reflect like America appropriately and with respect to everybody, I think we should actually change it. Like not the national anthem as we know it. A lot of these things we just need to do away with and redo in the spirit of what America actually is, which is a multitude of various ethnic backgrounds. We are a very unique country in that way, and we need to actually act like it in every way, even the things that we sing and say.
Wow. Hey, Sweetness. But how many times you've been playing sports your whole life, and you stop for a few minutes to show love to the national anthem? I mean, should we keep that going?
To me, I feel like I agree with
Nikki?
Nikki, and I just feel like we need to redo things. I think that some people don't even know what the true meaning is. So for me as an athlete, it's like, okay, hurry up, let's get to the game. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go because
that's cool.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. I ain't even thinking about that, and it's too political for me. So I just, like she said, I think we need to redo some things.
I mean, but we take it away, Lamont. Don't we lose political stances like we saw with Colin Kaepernick? If there was no national anthem, what happens to does Colin Kaepernick still have a job if it wasn't no national anthem?
Technically,
he might be still playing in the NFL, but there's other ways that we could stand up for ourselves and to show distrust in this company. I mean, in this country, but I think the national anthem. I really applaud what Mark Cuban's doing, because you really know the history of that song and what it means. It was written during slavery, and it's just really, when you go into the deep in the essence, people stand up there and put their hand over their heart and they sing along with it, but they don't really know what they're singing.
Right.
So I really feel as though if that's what you want to do, I'm not going to be angry at you if you want to salute the national anthem, but I applaud Mark Cuban for realizing that to a lot of people those words don't mean equality for all. So yeah, I think that if we're going to play, there's a time and place for that, and it necessarily might not be on a sports field.
Yo, man, the chat is lighting up. And first of all, before we move on, I got to show some love. How did her do with her performance of the national anthem? Any thoughts? Did y'all see the Super Bowl?
Yes.
She's
amazing. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I liked her. I thought she did a great job. One thing about the national anthem, when you see different artists, I really like how
it was so confusing. But I heard she did great.
Approach it differently.
I'm sorry. Lamont, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying I like how different artists approach it, and I kind of like how she did it differently with singing and playing the guitar, and I kind of, I definitely not comparing her to others who did in the past. What's the famous one? I mean, I've slipped my mind. Rodney, in Los Angeles.
Whitney Houston did it. A great rendition. And my man, Sexual Healing.
Yeah.
Sexual chocolate?
With the glasses. Man.
Right.
We all know what nobody knows. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But anyway,
Lachey,
but I liked it.
Nikki Lachey, what'd you say?
Oh, okay. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
I was saying that I was getting confused with, honestly, these digital platforms and all these different apps. So I was just downloading different things, missed the first 20 minutes anyway. But I saw a little bit on YouTube, and she's a great vocalist, honestly. So I didn't hear any bad things, and I think that plays into kind of modernizing, the U.S. So I dig it. I like it.
Scooter.
When it was on, I said, skip.
Wait a minute, Scooter. You skipped the national anthem?
Always. We put the light on.
You and Mark Cuban. Okay. The Super Bowl was crazy this year. It was probably
the worst,
the blackest Super Bowl ever.
Yeah.
Did y'all trip off of this?
Yeah.
Because you think you got the Buccaneers they got 4 black assistant coaches over there, and did y'all trip off the commercials and everything?
Yeah.
Is it me, or is the NFL finally trying to serenade black people? Sweetness, what you think?
For me, I thought that this was probably the worst Super Bowl I've ever seen. Not saying that, I acknowledge the black people, but what I'm saying is I felt like the halftime was terrible. I thought they was just broke or something. It was a money issue or something, because I didn't really care too much for the weekend. You had nothing but men on the field. There's no women on the field.
Somebody said it was weak and it should end.
It should have been. And I would rather saw Chris Brown on there, because I didn't really care too much for the weekend. He was not entertaining. and I didn't like it. I mean, I really did not like it. It was too many. I'm like, what are they doing? A whole bunch of white boys.
Hold on, wait, sweetness. Nikki Lachey does not agree with that. Nikki Lachey, you enjoyed
I'm sorry.
the weekend, right?
I don't like the weekend. I just didn't like it.
Okay. Hold on, sweetness. Nikki Lachey, you love the weekend.
No, maybe that's just my expression. I actually kind of agree. I didn't think it was in alignment. Like, it just wasn't exciting enough. I didn't quite understand it. I think he's a great vocalist, a great performer, but maybe not for the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl needs energy. We already can't have as many people there, so the energy is already like halfway gone. So like, let's get somebody
hold on. Stop right there, Nikki Lachey. Stop right there. I'm sick of you and sweetness. Lamont Farrell, don't you love the weekend?
Man, I weekend should be not just on the weekend. He need to be every day. He changed his name to Every Day.
Every day?
Hey, I thought it was cool, man. I mean, I like some of his songs. I didn't love it, but I thought it was cool. But I do agree. I like to see some women out in the field than
hold on. Stop right there. Hold on. I'm sick of this. Wait a minute, Scooter. Yeah. Did you enjoy the weekend?
Yeah, I was happy the weekend because he in my generation. But like Rodney said, they blacked the Super Bowl out, and it just felt like they didn't have no budget. So they're like, all right, what we can do and give all these black people a shot. Like, just get them a shot. Just get them a shot. We know black people do it for cheap. They gonna take the opportunity. It's the worst and best thing that could have happened to us was Black Panther selling all them tickets. They Black Panther the Super Bowl.
They Black Panther the Super Bowl. Now, another thing about the Super Bowl made history for women. Did you guys know about this? Super Bowl made history for women. There was a woman referee on the field. Her name was Sarah Thomas, a female referee. Ladies, I gotta ask you, how does that make you feel to see that? And will we see other women involved in professional sports? I gotta ask you this, sweetness. How does that make you feel?
Are y'all ready for this? I love seeing women convert to being on the field, but I want to see more black women on the field.
Come on now.
I want to see more black women referees on the field. It's so much more than just that culture.
But how about this also, sweetness? There were 2 assistant coaches for the Bucks that were female. Marala Jovanovich and Lori Locust, 2 female assistant coaches. Is that something you would like to get into someday?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, I went to school for journalism to be a sideline football reporter. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely applaud that, and can still be a conditioning coach and a running back coach and a cornerback coach. So until that day comes, yeah, most definitely I would love to do that. Because, I mean, sports is always going to be in our system. Nikki, she knows. And we can't get away from it. Regardless, we just cannot get away from it.
Wow. Nikki Lachey, you're an athlete. What does this make you feel like when you see women get to the heights of professional athletes? And we haven't seen this in our lifetime.
Yeah, man. First of all, anytime I see women penetrating like male-dominated spaces, I'm like, yeah. Because there really is no reason that, if the woman is qualified, then it should go. It should happen. So there's not even a discussion about it. It's an absolute yes for me.
Wow. What about you, Scooter? Were you a male chauvinist?
Listen, I'm all for it, but until the only scary part about it is what happens if a woman gets ran over on that field by the player.
Hey, get out the way.
Like any other referee.
What happened to the male refs, but what happens when it happens to the female? Like, we suspend that player. Like, we gotta do something. We gotta protect our women, man.
I mean, but how is that chauvinist or what though?
Nah, she. To me,
hold on, wait, sweet. Lamont Farrell is Scooter a male chauvinist pig?
Man, Scooter is definitely a male chauvinist. He's a male chauvinist hog. I'm serious, man. Scooter, man. You got women. They can handle it just like the women out there that's playing football.
Everybody, hold on. Let's help Lamont. You look like my man from Tim the Two-Man Taylor, the neighbor. Like, your face. You gotta back up. You too tall for the camera.
I'm protecting my women. I'm trying to help y'all out, but I'm a male chauvinist. Y'all don't love me.
Y'all got me crying over here.
Maybe they don't need to be protected though. Maybe our women don't need to be protected.
Now, get Rand over there. Get Rand over there.
Yeah, I think it's I think it's great, and I think I look forward to seeing more women in those positions, especially African American women and women of color. I think it's great.
Check this football female out. All right, Tony. Tony checking the show out. Mad love, Anita Deck. Okay, that's somebody's name. Oh, Marvin Gaye. That's what we was trying to think of. Marvin Gaye. Thank you, Tony.
Yeah.
Yes, mad love, mad respect. Thank you to the audience tuning in. Appreciate y'all. We are 20 minutes in. The show is cooking with gas. I cannot thank my guests enough. Mr. Scooter Wilkerson, Miss Nikki Lachey, Mr. Lamont Farrell, and Miss Sweetness Jones in the building.
Hey.
And you can connect with them on social media. That right there is Lamont F. Farrell. You can check him out. My homie Scooter. He's at Scooter Comedy. Nikki Lachey is official. Nikki Lachey. That's Lashae. A-E? Did I do it right? All right.
Mm-hmm.
And let's not forget the young lady with the underscore in the building, Sweetness _ Jones. Appreciate y'all for coming and rocking with your boy today. Let's get into, did y'all hear about this?
Mm-hmm.
It's a sad day, y'all. It's a sad day for a fat comedian named Rodney Perry. And I'm gonna tell you why. I don't know if y'all know this or not, but I thought I was gonna be able to get through this, but Shaquille O'Neal Krispy Kreme burned down.
Mm.
Oh yeah. I just heard about
Oh, hell no.
In Midtown, y'all.
Wow.
I didn't know
It's
she was on that.
Right here in Atlanta. Shaquille O'Neal, he owns the old school Krispy Kreme on Piedmont. He owns that place, and they had a fire last night. Let me see if I can show y'all a picture of the fire. Oh, it was
Crazy.
The fire was tore up from the floor, and so they're working on getting that whole thing. They say it's not burned to the ground, but it's bad. It's bad. So big ups to the neighbors and the people that, because that place is in the neighborhood. So big ups to the neighborhood.
That's a shame.
Everything.
You still think the hot light was on?
You know what? I'm not about to do this. There goes the image. Y'all see?
Dang.
Wow.
Oh, Lamont, do that joke one more time.
You still think the hot light was on?
Yes, it was definitely on. I'm not doing this with y'all today. All right.
Look like a job of Proud Boys.
Oh my gosh.
Proud Boys did it. I'm telling.
Oh, are you familiar with this lady, Sweetness? Santia Deck is an American athlete. Deck is the highest paid female American football player in Women's Football League Association after signing a deal with the Los Angeles Flames in 2020. I ain't never heard of her. Thank you, Tony.
No, I'd have to look her up. I definitely never heard of her. But what does she play, or is she coaching? I mean,
you got me.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sheena Gibson watching the show, checking us out. Appreciate the love, Sheena. Let's keep it going, man. The Krispy Kreme burned to the ground. Shouts out to Shaquille O'Neal and his employees. I hope everybody is well as a result of that. Tom Brady. Tom Brady apologizes to Tyrann Mathieu, a.k.a. the Honey Badger. I don't know if y'all saw this during the game, but during the Super Bowl, they exchanged words. And according to Mr. Mathieu, that Tom Brady said some hurtful things. So my question for y'all, wait, Nikki Lachey. My question is, Nikki Lachey, is there something too bad on the field of battle?
Y'all are in a brutal sport. Like, y'all are tackling each other, hurting each other. Like y'all making millions of dollars. Like, go cry in your bed of money and pay for a therapist. Like, if it hurts that bad. Like, I really don't know what could be that bad. You're getting paid a lot of money to do what you love to do. A little trash talking off the field. I don't know, send them a gift card and you know, a little later and
what's the worst thing, nigga said, what's the worst thing you heard or said to a fellow athlete?
Oh, I honestly, I was taught good sportsmanship. I can't say I've heard it. Now, anything, maybe Sweetness has something for that. I honestly don't even have anything for that one.
I don't believe you. I don't believe Sweetness.
Good sportsmanship.
I know Scooter got some. Scooter, man, are athletes soft to even be offended by something like that? I mean, what do you think?
No, it's a racial aspect of Tom Brady, bro. Tom Brady might have called him something. Tom Brady might have called him something crazy.
What do you think he said something racial?
Tom Brady might have said the N-word, boy. I got him.
Man, he got all these black players on his team. Ain't no way he would ever do that.
That's how all the racists say. I got black teammates. I'll never be racist. Wow. He didn't want to shake Obama's hand. Tom Brady didn't want to go see Obama. This is facts.
That don't mean he's racist. That just mean he's Republican.
Tom Brady doesn't like black people unless they catch the ball or run for him.
Well, hold on, Kanye. Hold on, Kanye. Sweetness Jones, is there anything that's too much to be said on the field of battle, on the football field, on the track? Is there anything that's off limits?
Yeah, I mean, I think the racial comments are definitely off limits, but you know, for me, I never said anything until I scored 3 touchdowns on them, so they really can't say nothing after that. But for me,
stop right there, Sweetness. What would you say after scoring 3 touchdowns on their head?
Because that's my goal. Like, you can't say nothing. And then, you know, I'm a different type of player, so I'm either running through you or stiff arming you. So for me, I feel like if it's a racial, like if they're saying anything racial, then yes. But smack talking, you should be able to take it. You should be able to take it, deal with it, and back it up.
Lamont Farrell, you hooped for many years, man. Hey, you people say the crazy stuff on the basketball court. What's the worst thing you heard or said to somebody?
Man, I mean, it's a lot of crazy stuff that goes on the sports field, but I would say at Temple though, man, Coach Chaney, you know, that was our mantra, man. He didn't allow your emotions to get caught up because then it would affect your play. So we literally weren't even allowed to talk, like during the warm-ups, games. I remember I was at a game one time and I had a cousin who came down on the floor and I ain't seen in years. And he was like, "Oh, cuz, what's up, man? What's up?" And we literally could not even talk to people, look at people. And I just looked at him and turned around and kept shooting my drum. And he was like, "Oh, now he playing for Temple. Now he think he all that." That's what he was telling the relatives. But on the court, man, I mean, people talk about your mom. I think that's probably the worst thing. You talk about your mama, you ready to fight. Yeah. But, you know, we had to hold it in to after the game because, you know, the more important thing was getting that W. So that, for me, it was all about that W. You can say what you want, but at the end of the day, you look at that scoreboard, we walking away with a win.
And the name of the show is Box Seats. My name is Rodney Perry. Shouts out to my everyday co-host, Frank Holder, Talent, and my homeboy Fig, and our always co-hosts that are tuning in. Shouts out to Shan Melton. Shan said, mind games help you win the game.
Yeah.
Ricky Waters says, hold on, dog. Scooter, come on, man. Don't bring race into it. Hold up. Tony says Brady talked about his mama. Damn, James. So it's crazy, and we all have to definitely consider that. Now, of course, by now we all know the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won the Super Bowl, but did y'all know this? Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes was suffering from turf toe.
Ooh.
So the week before they was looking at him for CTE protocols or whatever, but it turns out that his toe was far more injured. Mm-hmm. Has anybody ever had one of those injuries that, you know, people look at it like toes are small, but if your toe is bad, it's a bad day.
Right.
So, Scooter, talk to me about it, man. I mean, you have ever had one of them crazy injuries?
I've been blessed with a bar of health, and I never was a star. So I had to play through my injury. The one injury I did get my nose broken in Maryland. I played through it. You can't. It's hard to, like, I never went and got surgery for it, anything. I got my nose broken in Maryland. Well, fractured, whatever. But I played a whole quarter with it. You could barely see, but yeah, it affects you. It affects you. Them injuries affect, but once you step in and play, you really can't use it as excuse.
Right.
Wow.
Just don't play if you're injured, but stay home.
Nikki Lachey, I mean, you done it all from equestrian to track and and even being a decathlete. We get injuries, man. That's kind of par for the course. How were you able to navigate that stuff?
Really just push through it. And, I think the most annoying but seemingly minuscule injury is a stress fracture. But those things, because you can't lay off of it until the season's done. You have to work through it. And I think the spirit of an athlete is to just push through for the win. You manage it and then you just keep it moving.
Wow. Yo, Sweetness. I mean, I know you had knee issues through your career and you still fast now. So, like, how do you get on the other side of an injury mentally?
I have this little voice in my head and it says, you ain't gonna be don't be the BICTH. Don't be that. You know what I'm saying? You have to fight. I've had a lot of injuries, like a dislocated elbow, and I had to go and play with that. I had on pole vaulting where half of my skin was cut open and I still played through that. I had a concussion, my first concussion, and I said, Coach, I think I got a concussion. He was like, well, we still need you. And I still,
wait a minute.
Look, and I still fought through that. So you have to have that toughness in you, that beast mode in you. And if you don't have that beast mode in you, then you're going to crumble. And I always just fought through it. And afterwards, I couldn't even move. Like the next day, I couldn't even move. I couldn't move, not one arm, one leg. And then you got to do appearances after that. So, and heels. So that was another issue. So, right. I mean, I had to fight through all of that. But, when you're a fighter from the inside, then you're going to see it on the outside. Wow.
Well said. And you know what I'd like to definitely have a conversation with the ladies about is navigating is how does athletics, how did it affect you how did having that competitive nature affect you as a woman? As you grow up and get into this world, Nikki Lachey, you're a producer, a writer, a director. You do all those things. You're an actress. Like, how did that competitive nature that you gained from athletics affect you in real life?
Yeah, I'd say that it gave me a great foundation to understand that my only competition is the competition that's in the mirror. And if you keep worrying about everybody around you, it's not going to do anything but slow you down. You have to focus on your own conditioning, your own building of your own dexterity, strength, power, flexibility, all these things. And it's focus. It's that extreme, keen, specific focus that you have when you're in the gym training in preseason, when you are trying to make sure you don't worsen an injury so you can be better prepped for that race, for that win. So I carry that focus with me as I navigate the entertainment industry, and also teamwork. Wow. Teamwork. That's probably the most important lesson of all that sports has taught me, like how to work in team settings, how to respect leadership, good leadership, and how to identify good leadership as well.
Wow. Hey, well said. Scooter, you got a new baby, new little girl. Are you? I mean, you're an athlete. You're a competitive guy. What are you going to say to her when she says, "Daddy, I want to play football or baseball or track"? Or...
Football is the me one. I'm not. I quit football. I got one of them hits where I seen stars. I quit football, but whatever. Whatever.
Well, in this generation, she's gonna have to go up against Tyreeka, who used to be Tyrone. So
whatever she want to do, I'm all for supporting, and whatever she do, I just want her to complete that.
You missed that. I think you missed that.
No, I heard it.
we got a law now where the guy.
You said Tyreeka, yeah. I ain't even going into that.
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation.
Hold on, sweetie. Let's talk about that, because I mean that could become a real thing over the next 10 to 15 years. I mean, the trans community is the trans community. Do they get to play? Does the trans athlete get to play against women that were born women?
Biden signed the bill.
They're doing that now.
Biden signed the bill.
Yes.
Go
ahead. Hold on, sweetie. Lamont, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with her. It's happening now. I know we didn't talk about this earlier, but I'm a basketball official now. So now, I'm on the other side. After my playing days, I stay close to the game. So I'm a high school and college basketball official. And I've done high school games where, it was a boy that used to be a boy that's playing with the girls now. And, soon they came in the court, you just looked and you saw the muscles and the legs and
right. Was he nice? Was he nice with it?
And a little goatee, and you like, whoa, this ain't there's something a little different here. But nah, he wasn't real nice, and the girls were really handling him. So, it wasn't that really big a deal. But there's going to become a time where
go ahead.
There's going to be a time where Shaquille O'Neal is going to be Shaquille O'Neal and going to be dunking on a whole bunch of people. Watch.
Yeah.
Yo, I mean, but is it fair? Like if you got a transgender that now identifies as a woman, but he still got male hormones going through his body, and he's bigger and stronger than a woman. Is that even fair? Or should they have another division that they compete in? What are your thoughts, Sweetness?
For me, I used to train with nothing but men, so I know how aggressive they are. And I train with men to make me as an aggressive female so I can be more competitive or be one of the best. I don't think it's fair. I think regardless of whatever you want to change, you're still a man at the end of the day. And a lot of people disagree. I was on Clubhouse talking about this, but it's not fair. I mean, you cannot dumb down yourself to play with us in order for you to win, because to me, that's cheating. And I think that it's nothing wrong with you changing who you want to be, but I think they need to play in their own sport. They need to create their own stuff. And if that's what I believe.
No, that's fair. Nikki Lachey, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. Because no matter what you identify as emotionally, you can't change yourself biology. Your biology. If you were born this way, you are physically, like the way your muscles are set up, or they're set up that way. You're predisposed to, like the male strength is different than the female strength. And so that's something that cannot be changed. It's science. And so I think that there are stories of people, like women dying or something. It either happened in like boxing. Somebody actually died competing, with a man who, switched over. And so it's not even safe. Like screw it being right or wrong. It's just not safe at all. You're putting people's lives at risk unnecessarily and unfairly.
Yeah.
What about the reverse, Lamont? I mean, you get on the court, and it's this, this lady, she want to hoop, she gonna get served. Am I right?
Yeah.
I mean, but there's a lot of, obviously there's a lot of women that are really great athletes, whether it's football or track or basketball. And, there's been women who tried out, for NBA teams, over the years and did, really, really well. But I agree. I mean, I think, you can change your gender, but you can't change, like she was saying, the biology, and it can become, pretty dangerous. And I think people don't really say too much when you have a transgender athlete who maybe is not that competitive, with the women. So it's looks like, oh yeah, he's out there trying to get in, but maybe he just can't play with the boys. That's what people say. But when you get an athlete who they're playing, it could be potentially be, somewhat dangerous. So I agree. I think if it's a tough decision, but I agree it should be either whatever you're born with, you play with that particular sport. If you're born a woman, you
and some sports are less physical.
You play with a man, or they have a separate
Hey, Rodney.
You break it up, Lamont.
Hey, Rodney.
Yes.
Y'all call me a male chauvinist, but y'all put it in a whole nother bracket. I think it just depends on the sport, honestly.
Okay. Give me that, Scooter. Give me that.
If my daughter want to box, she ain't boxing no man. I'm sorry, that's dead. But if she want to hoop, it just changes the game with training. Because like football, it should be all women. It's too physical. Boxing, yes, and anything physical. But sports like basketball, track, it just changes the game and training to me. It literally just changes the game and training. So it intensifies the training for the women. And it also puts the women on the same level as the men. And I think the women could, some of these women.
So let me understand what you're saying, Scooter. It depends on the sport. So a woman can hoop next to a guy and be effective and be good.
Very effective. Depending on the woman, very effective because it's a non-physical sport, and also with the NBA now, you can't touch. It just comes down to when they get hit. Can you take them hits?
Well, I mean,
if she in the,
I mean, that's true, but there is some physicality to basketball.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's easy for us to say that they're not physical, but you get to bumping around out there. I mean, I done play with them dudes. I'm like, I gotta go sit down. Y'all serious.
My thing with the women, especially in our sport, I think the women should have a chance. Like if I just think it allows, if you're good enough, it allows you to be able to be in there and have an opportunity. But with the whole situation is, it's not going to be that many. Like it's not going to be that many dudes that say, "Oh, I can't make it to the NBA. I'm gonna go trans, and then I'm gonna go over to the WNBA."
There ain't gonna be a whole lot of Juwanna man.
It's not
Nikki Lachey.
It's gonna be enough to matter.
Nikki Lachey, is Scooter losing his mind, or is he making a great point?
Losing his mind.
Yeah, you are, because at the end of the day, like the power of a man, like so even if he doesn't push her, right? Like the physicality is just different. It's just an unfair matchup. Like, would you let your 9-year-old kid, box with a 20-year-old? It's kind of like what you do. It's just different from the start, or would you let a featherweight box a heavyweight?
And how about this, ladies? Both of y'all ran track. Like when the boys' times are 5 seconds faster.
Yeah, even more than that,
Yeah. And I trained with them, so just sweetness, but it doesn't matter. Just we're different biologically.
Yeah. We train with them to make us better because that's the next up. Like it shouldn't be this hard. We making it this hard, but if you look at the 2020 President's Voters Guide, it said that Biden wanted that, and so you got to look at what's the true motive and what are you really trying to put. What are you really trying to do? What's your motive? And so for me, I would never agree with that. I think that's unfair. You got a hurdler that went from 394. He was 394. Now he went to the females and he won and he broke a record, and that's okay. And then you have a deadlifter. He did deadlifting. He couldn't run with the men, so he did deadlifting, and now he's on an interview with UFC. So you have to see the motive behind this. And it's kind of like, okay, so these some thirsty dudes. Like for real, you really trying to get where you're trying to be on a woman's level. And I don't think that's fair because it pushes us out the way. And I just think it's wrong. It's just not right. And we've been an athlete since we were kids, and we just train with men to make us better. Right. But for now this generation is going to go through way more than what we went through. And I just think it's not right. It's not cool. I think they need to have their own little thing.
Yeah. And
they need to have their own thing, and we make it, and that's just what it needs to be. I mean,
what's funny? I agree with y'all. I just believe that, like, I just don't like me being a advocate for women's rights. I believe that if y'all special enough, y'all should be able to play with us, because there are some that are special enough to do it. It is very rare, but there are some that are special enough to do it.
So you saying, Scooter, they should get the opportunity?
Yes, but I don't think the trans. I just think everything opens up a portal, and I think if you allow them for a little bit to be able to do that, I think it allows women to say, okay, I can compete with the men. I want to compete with the men and get men wages, and also it'll bring more attention when they come back to y'all sport.
Wow!
So that way, when they come back to your sport, she can play with the men. So when she comes back to your sport, that's a saying you guys can garner the same wages as men. So I believe everything opens up a door and a portal. That's
all right. Here goes, guys. Here goes another little story I saw. Mm-hmm. The NBA is seeking to rectify pensions. So when the ABA and the NBA merged, it's a bunch of players. I mean, they're in their 80s and 90s now. Bunch of players that got nothing. They got no pensions. They were just out, and now they're tall and they're old and they have health problems with no help. And so they're looking at NBA looking at putting $1.8 million aside to help these guys. And the reality is, some people are pushing back on that, and they're saying that it's too expensive. But the reality is, these people are going to age out in the next 10 years anyway. Yeah. So, what's y'all thoughts on the NBA going back and fixing something that they kind of missed the ball on many years ago? Lamont.
Hey, there he is.
I don't know if he. I'm sorry, Lamont. No. Nikki, what do you think?
I think that's the right thing to do. I mean, for once, let America do the right thing. So, like, if an organized sports corporation sees an area that they can fix, especially in a sport that, like in football, they get brain damage, and and in basketball, there's a lot of like joint damage as well. So yeah, absolutely, fix it.
Scooter, what's your thoughts on this, man? They finally going back and fixing something that they missed the ball on many years ago. I mean, you think the ABA gave us the Pacers, the Nuggets, the Nets, and the Spurs?
I actually been researching this for a minute, and I'll go and watch podcasts of old NBA players, and you'd be surprised who the people that's kicking back. And I'm not going to name the names, but it's the players union that's kicking back as far as not wanting to give those guys the money to give them their health benefits and stuff like that. And it's because they taking money out of something else to put somewhere else. And they're like, no, the owners, y'all should pay that, not us as the players union. And the thing is that in the 70s, they broke the leagues up. When they broke the ABA up, they didn't even recognize their records. So if you look at NBA stats now, Dr. J just jumped on the list of all-time scorers. If you look on Basketball Reference, he went from like 20 something to like 10. Because they just, with them allowing the ABA into it, they're recognizing their records as points. So for a while, the ABA was like kind of, and I tell everybody, when y'all want to see black players get their own NBA or their own league, the ABA is what it would look like. The ABA was an amazing brand of basketball, and it set the NBA up for today. Yeah. They gave them the individuality, they gave them the 3-point line, they gave them the all-star game, they gave them the slam dunk contest. The ABA was the innovators league. It was truly that. But what they did was
what's the history of it, Scooter? What happened? Like, did they run out of money, or did they
run out of money? They couldn't. The NBA is like a it's a big. I
like
can't
Facebook. NBA is like Facebook.
Yes. And it just was like so much time they couldn't get the TV. They couldn't get the TV and they couldn't get the radio. It was very local. So once it became very local, you just seen the newspaper. So I'm just going off of research because I was born in '85, so I have no idea what the ABA looked like. But you couldn't see it on TV. So when you couldn't see it on TV, that's what hurt it, and that's what the NBA would do because got contracts with ESPN and Disney and all that, and they would just try to crush whatever somebody would make. But I agree. That's why Charles Barkley hasn't played on the video game because he's been protesting for years for those guys to get money. Charles Barkley is not on any NBA 2K game or anything because they play the retired players individually. They don't play the retired players like they play the players in the players union. They play them on their own. So if they say, yo, we got 500 for you, you want to be on this game, Satch Sanders like, I'll take the 500. He in the game for $500.
Wow.
Wow.
So, for real, are you familiar with this story? The NBA is looking to rectify the fact that they didn't give any pensions to the ABA players, and Scooter was kind of educating us on that. What do you think about them kind of trying to fix this, man?
Yeah, I think like Scooter was saying, before the NBA was the ABA. The ABA, so many of those players from the ABA came to the NBA. That's one of the main reasons. You look at George Gervin, you look at Moses Malone, you look at Dr. J. I mean, Dr. J had his best years in the ABA before the NBA when he was with the Nets. And a lot of those teams was brought out and merged with the NBA. That's why you have the Spurs and that's all the teams came from the NBA.
Should Dr. J be in that conversation about the GOAT? Because I remember Dr. J was easily the best player in the league.
Well, I'm like Scooter. I'm from Philly, man. So Dr. J was like literally like a god back in the day. Like everybody wanted to wear them Converse. You wanted to be Dr. J. You wanted to do everything like that.
I say he should be the GOAT just because he wore Converse.
I believe any of those players that was putting up numbers and Chuck Tellers and playing on hardwood concrete, those dudes were legit. Do not talk about those guys to me. They was playing double headers. Dr. J was playing double headers.
No, but Scooter, also, not only were they playing double headers, some of them dudes were working regular jobs. Yeah. I'm dead serious. They be playing double headers, putting up numbers, and then they go work down at the at the mill till 6 o'clock in the morning, or the warehouse, and then they come back to work. And, I mean, because they weren't paying players money like that. It wasn't until the TV got in with the collective bargaining agreement that they started making real money. So, you know, you look at the players back then to compare it today, man. You know, I don't know if players today could have played back then. Seriously.
Wow. And hey guys, I cannot thank you all enough. Every single one of y'all that came on today. Sweetness. Tell the folks what you got going on. How can we keep in touch with you and be your friend?
You can hit me up on Sweetness Jones 34 on Instagram. I have my own business. I make my own natural products. I have my own business in laser lipo and in personal training. So you guys can definitely hit me up.
What's laser lipo?
Oh, I shrink fat cells. And I do Brazilian butt lifts. And, you know, that is what I do. But I also have my own product line. I have my own tea line. So I'm making my own natural products.
I know your butt is wonderful. So
yeah.
Did you have a butt lift?
Everything is invasive, non-invasive, because I'm more like a workout person. So a lot of people are lazy now.
So you just do squats?
I do squats.
But for the lady that don't want to do squats, you got them.
I got them. I got the ones
get that booty right.
That ain't trying to do it like that. But I mean, more of my business is more like making natural products, from lotions, soaps, butters, you know, weight loss products and stuff like that. Yeah.
I love it.
And I have my own beard game. I have my own beard line going on.
You got a beard line?
Yes, it's called Man Cave. And I would definitely love to give you guys a sample of that as well.
Well, we can get Scooter some. Scooter on with a regulation beard today.
Yeah, I only thought, yeah.
Scooter is ready to go. Nikki Lachey, what you got going on? How can we keep in touch with you, be your friend?
Well, first, you guys can tap in with me on Instagram, official Nikki Lachey, and from there, everything else will come. Actually, I was in a Super Bowl commercial with Anthony Anderson, T-Mobile.
I saw that.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was pretty dope. I got a few irons in the fire, so we'll have some dope announcements soon with a couple of film projects. On Clubhouse, I am the founder of the Women in Film Club. So if you guys are in Clubhouse and want to be involved in some very relevant discussions with some industry leaders, make sure you join that club and tune in. And yeah, that's about it for now until further announcements.
Wow, very dope, Nikki Lachey, and my homie, my mate over at LS Studios. He teaches a fabulous writing workshop. If you're a writer or you want to be a writer, you want to write television, he is the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Lamont Farrell. What's up, Lamont?
What's up, RP? Appreciate you having me on, man. But yeah, you can catch me on Instagram, Lamont F. Farrell, on Facebook, as well as my website, justjokesentertainment.com. Like Rodney said, you know, I have a lot of projects going on, but I teach, and I believe in giving back and helping the next generation of storytellers through my Lamont Farrell's TV writing classes, which you can go to my website to find out when the next session is. And I'm also a professor, man. I became a professor this year. I'm a professor at the #1 film school in the country. I'm at USC teaching screenwriting. And so I'm just writing, teaching, and I have a new pilot that I actually we're going to be pitching this week to some networks. So just hoping to get off the ground. So ready to go.
Lamont, did you have to create the curriculum, or was the curriculum already there and you brought it over to USC?
That's a great question. A little bit of both. I use their curriculum, their syllabus and their curriculum, but I'm able to tweak it to my own. So I kind of add a little bit of mine in there as well. So,
man, that's dope, man. Congratulations. That's huge, Lamont.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, fabulous comedian, a brand new father, got a young lady he's raising over there. Welcome to the grown man daddy club, husband club, all that good stuff. Scooter Wilkerson, how are you, buddy? And how can people stay in touch with you, be your friend?
Everybody can follow me at Scooter Comedy, SCOOTRCOMEDY.
Absolutely.
And my biggest thing is I do a little bit of everything, but I'm doing stand up, so you can catch me opening up for Clint Coley on the road. from the Advice from an F-Boy podcast. Also, I have a basketball show I just started. We dropped episode 3 today. It's called the Check Rock Podcast. And I'm like a super basketball enthusiast. I also coach in the biggest pro-am in Philadelphia. I'm going to coach the new Brotherly Love Pro-am. I'm coaching Team Foe, which has Marcus Morris and Markeith Morris. It's the Team Foe ADA, and also starring my man ADA Media, which you can follow him, and he does all of the basketball promotion and highlights all over the country. So he has like 2-3 million followers, and we're gonna be lit, man. We're gonna be all over the world. And I do basketball development and training, and I also mentor and show kids. Like, I don't do it for pay. Like, I show kids like, okay, this is how you watch film. This is how you dissect the game. This is what schools you should be looking at. This is your mentality you should be going after. And I'm also trying to start a program with that.
All right. Lavencia, yes, please hit the DM. And I did see your message. Hey, guys, this is the Box Seats. My name is Rodney Perry. My co-hosts will be back tomorrow. Frank Holder, Fig, and the comedian known as Talent. We will be in the building. I cannot thank my co-host today, Scooter Wilkinson, Sweetness Jones, Nick Lachey, and my man, Lamont Farrell. You guys, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Peace.
And Nikki,
Bye.
your teeth are fantastic. and if you need a butt lift, Sweetness can take care of it. But
I think we're gonna work out.
I'm gonna follow everybody from the show.
I think you good though.
Okay.
Hey, Scooter, you can get a butt lift too. Matter of fact, butt lift for everybody.
You are crazy.
Like Oprah.
You get a butt lift. All right, that's our show, man. Y'all have a great day. Rodney Perry, we out. Box Seats in the building.